Well, it's rather evident that that didn't work. So it's time to start cutting and biting. What I'm finding is, the older I get, the more I dig out things like a fire bottle in case something goes sideways. And the death wheel that I put on probably 20 years ago, I just tightened it and made sure it was good. I gotta get in there and grind these bastards, cut them off and see what I can do to release this thing is. Yep, call me a coward. I wear all this shit, you know, getting old. Except for the dust mask thing. I probably should wear a dust mask thing, but this is hard enough to breathe behind. Look at that big old nose smashed up against the smash. What I really enjoy is all the rust that comes off, but I did have to use my PPE old cushion because all this metal shit in here was poking me in the ribs. So I got those two knocked off. Yay! Well, this is good times. The upper bolt's still not giving an inch, a millimeter, anything. So I'm down to hand tools at this point, trying to get some leverage on it. I guess I could get my air impact out, but what a pain. Let's see what happens. There we go. I used a potty mouth word. So I know all the threads got jacked up when I death wheeled it, but I had to get some movement. Hopefully some of the heat transferred from friction in there. Why I don't go get my torch kit and bring it over here? Royal pain. My luck, I'll set the joint on fire. I don't have enough practice using a torch yet to just blow the bolt out without cooking the sheet metal around it. Need to get my butt out in the garage more in practice, but since rainy season eventually will arrive, I think, unless we're in drought again. Oh, drop the phone. Oh. Yeah, the best part about this is the same spot I took the MG apart in. So here I am, 30 years older, crawling around in the frickin' same dirt. Same dirt I worked on the DeSoto on. Same dirt I worked on a 69 Midget I owned for a while. I always vowed I'd come home and get myself a lift, and that sure didn't happen yet. Oh well, back to turning wrenches and stop whining. From the fuck it file. Okay, from the here we go file, I found that it's a captive nut on the back, and I was able to hand chisel it. But then I remembered joy of ear chiseling. Woohoo! So let's beat the hell out of this thing from the inside, see what we get. That's a splitter for spot welds. I think we'll use just a good old gnarly chisel it and chisel it. Well, since the ear chisel did nothing but gall up everything around it, because it's got too much pressure, I think maybe it's going to be a matter of getting there with a nice sharp point, just to knock those loose. I don't know how much room there's in there, but the death wheel doesn't fit so good, and the chisel did dig, and now we're down to the Metabo grinder. Whew, good time. Complete and total butchery. But I think that might be enough to get it to stop spinning so that it, and I suppose welded it, so I can bust the nut from well, about 2 seconds with the grinder on this side, and the damn nut just fell right out. So now I just got to get that loose. Good times. Finally got smart and just took the grinder. It's hard because I'm not left-handed, and laying on the ground as I said, it's kind of hard. I think I got all these bastards cut off. Trying not to make more work for myself in the future. Also, of course, on top of every other damn thing on this thing, there's a freaking rivet. Just one. Oh no, there's a bolt right there I missed, maybe. Yeah, let me see. Nope. There was a rivet, I thought. Maybe that's just the head of that bolt holding this whole thing together now. Yeah, there's one there. So you've cut the back side of these, but I guess I gotta cut the front. Get that one loose too. Ah, for crying out loud. You know what's funny? This is not a polished YouTube channel, but I think anybody that sees it can recognize the pain if anybody's ever done this kind of crappy work. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Let's see what happens with these. hell is left? Just that, I guess. We're just down to booger welds, and I got myself a new Ingersoll air saw, so I really want to try and just split that before I grind, so I don't make more work for myself in the long run. Plus I got to justify purchase. So here's the one I bought, the Ingersoll Rand 429, whatever that means. Brand new. I haven't even touched it. I'm sure there's lots of instructions. It did come with a plastic bag. I guess I did touch it because I took it out. Oh, look, a screwdriver bit. There's one blade. Oh, a couple blades, you generous fellas. And the 2 Allens. Let's see if I can figure out how to assemble this thing. Pretty basic. Couple of Allens. It comes with the Allen. You slide it in till you hear it stick. And you clamp them down. Let's see what happens with this guy. Let's start with the smaller one. That was cut it loose and no damage. Well, finally, I got her loose. Now I got to store a giant fender and work on it. Damn. Well, I thought I got them all. Seems like there's always one. Look at this little Randy skull right down here. Makes me not so well. At least I can see it. All right. So what did we learn today? That the grinder, even left-handed, is easier to use. The air saw, despite its initial wonkiness, works really well to do weld splitting, so I can start taking on these booger welds. We also learned that this fender is rather heavy, and it's kind of resting on top of me right now. So that's nice. And now we've got to fix all this. But that's a huge step. Well, gassy. Okay, oh. Maybe not quite done. What I've noticed, besides my ears being folded down, is that this fender is almost the same size as the MG. With storage already at a premium, it's going to be something else in here. But at least I'm learning quite a bit about what tools to use for this massive take apart. The MG wasn't that bad. Of course, it's not that big either. And it's only, what, 60 years old now? So it wasn't too bad. I mean, despite being underwater. So here it is. The real trick for me now is going to be not really making the fenders, lips and all that. I think I've learned enough from the tube. But getting that headlamp assembly off without breaking the stud. I don't know if you can buy the stud anymore, but I just don't want to make more work for myself. Going back to the truck, which now looks kind of sad. A lot more exposure to the steering, the drag link, which I may need to cobble over to the other one. Overall, though, I mean, considering how old this guy is, the amount of rust isn't awful. I sure wish the 216 was salvageable, but I know it's not. I got the 230 anyway. But, yeah, I feel like, you know, wiring's probably going to be in order. But That's huge progress. Thanks for watching if you did, and if you didn't, thanks for watching anyway. Everybody who's ever done this kind of grunt work in the dirt without these tools knows the pain. With the tools, it's hard too. And yeah, I really did try to save that grill, but it's just so far gone. Maybe I can fix the spars, or somebody can use the spars, but I don't need them. I got a grill. So anyway, there we are. Progress.